Hey guys, welcome back. If this is your first time here, I'm Neil, the Adventurous Investor, and on this channel I talk all things investing, business, finance, personal finance, and anything in that sort of nature. Big shout out to everyone that jumped in and liked and commented on my video recently. Much appreciated, guys. Keeps me going on the channel. Anyway, today I'm going to be talking about be very careful on where you get your investing advice or personal finance advice or information from. There's so much information out there in the world on investing and investing in whatever you want to start investing. If you want to invest in property or the stock market or gold or Bitcoin or Forex trading or whatever you want to start investing in, there is a plethora of information out in the world. So in this video I'm going to be breaking things down into different sort of places you can go to start investing and the pros and cons of each. And in the end I'll tell you what I think is the best way to start your investment journey. So let's kick it off. The general place where most people start when they're wanting to get investing, they'll start with asking obviously their friends and family because they feel comfortable, discussing their money matters and, investing sort of stuff, and with their friends and family they feel close, personal. Obviously, hopefully these people like and love you. They're their friends and family. I don't know what your family situation is, but hopefully these people like you and love you, and they have your best interests at heart. So this is a good place to sort of start. Especially if you have someone in your family that is actually actively investing in property or the stock market or business or whatever they're doing, then I would very closely talk to them. I'd go around and have dinners, take some beers around and try and learn as much from these sort of people, because these people are going to be good, honest people that will give you pretty good advice, I would imagine. So I would start with these sort of people, but let's say you don't have these sort of people in your life and yet you've still got a little bit of money invested, or you want to start investing a little bit of money, let's say, then obviously still talk to your parents or to your uncle or your family, your cousins or whoever, your mates, but just be very mindful on what sort of advice they're giving, okay? They might not be so savvy at investing, so they've probably got your best interests at heart, but they might be always sort of erring on the side of caution and try and steer you away from investing. Like, oh, the stock market, don't go there, it's too risky. Or, oh, I wouldn't buy investment property, oh, the property market's not good at the moment. And they'll give you these sort of, throwaway lines all the time. Whereas if you actually started to analyse things and start looking at things from a bigger picture, you might actually think, actually, I don't think they're right on this one. So definitely talk to your friends and family about this, because then you're getting it out in the open. You want to start investing. I think it's good to start talking about this. A lot of people are so scared to talk about money and things like that, which is bullshit. Just don't be scared about it. Talk to your friends and family and start getting a bit of a gauge on it. And then, once you've exhausted that, then start looking further. The next thing is financial advisors. Okay, a lot of people go to financial advisors, which are great. Financial advisors have their place in the world. I've even, a few years back, started doing a few courses in financial advising. I was thinking about going down that road for a while, but changed my mind after doing a few courses. Anyway, so yeah, financial advising, especially here in New Zealand and Australia, it is quite a big industry, and people make a lot of money from giving you advice. But be very mindful on the advice you're getting, okay? They make money on what advice they give you. So they're always going to, not all advisors, I'm not trying to wrap up every financial advisor in here and say they're all crooks and they're all going to, try and rip you off. That's not the case, but they make their money from advising you. So they'll always sort of favour like companies that they're affiliated with. Let's say you're talking to the financial advisor at the bank. Obviously that bank is going to offer the products they have on offer. They're not going to offer the opposition's products, even though they may be better suited. They're always going to sort of offer what they have in their little basket of tricks rather than what's out there in the big market. There are advisors out there, they're few and far between, that have a good sort of broad knowledge and invest on everything, and they pay, you'll pay like a one-off fee, okay, give me the best advice you've got sort of thing, and you're not getting anything that's sort of, they're not leaning one way, or they don't have a bias to one particular company because they get a good kickback or they get a good trailing commission or something from these companies. That would be the best sort of advisors to talk to. Just on an hourly basis, go in there, have your set goals and plans sort of lined up, and say, look, what is your advice? And they can look it over and go have a look at whatever they've got on offer and hopefully give you a good plan. That would be the best way to go, rather than sort of sign up with a yearly ongoing plan with your bank or something, because then they'll have pretty hefty commissions that they charge, especially if you're talking about a good chunk of money. I would be real mindful about the advice you take from the financial advisors. Generally, they do have pretty good advice, but you might not be getting the best returns out there, but you'll get pretty sort of average returns, but you'll be paying for it, so be mindful of that. on the financial advisors. The next thing is like courses and seminars and anything like that. If you've ever typed into Google or YouTube like how to start investing, or I want to get into property, or something along those lines, you'll get hounded with YouTube advertising and Google AdWords and everything, and these gurus will be heavily targeting you. I get targeted so much. Every video I watch, I get targeted with these ads that pop up every time, like, oh, I'm in my garage with my Lamborghini and blah, 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 this is life, just buy my course. Be very mindful of these guys, okay? They are providing knowledge. I've never actually paid for one of these courses. I'm a very hard person to sell to. I don't buy into a lot of this. A lot of people are a lot more susceptible. Seems like a great scheme. He seems like a good guy. I want to buy his $30,000 course. Definitely be very, very mindful and skeptical around a lot of these gurus out there. They'll pose in front of Lambos, and there's one guy that I don't want to mention any names, but he's always, I'm in my garage next to my Lambo, or that sort of nature. You've probably seen few of these videos if you've ever sort of searched anything on the internet. So around these guys, they might offer their first course at being, let's say, oh, it's free, or the seminar's free, come on along, or it's only $49.99 or something. But that's only the first level, okay? Then you attend that course maybe an hour or two, and they give you some sort of basic sort of stuff to get going. But then come to our next course, and the next course might be $1,500 or $2,000 or $3,000 or something. And then you go to that course, and then they'll be upselling you on the next course, which is the platinum package or something, which will be $30,000. Then if you want to be on the high gold titanium platinum package, it's $50,000 or something like that. They all sort of have that same sort of thing in mind. And some of them, look, I went to one in Perth in Western Australia. It was about property investing, okay? It was under the umbrella of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. He wasn't there, but some slick salesmen were there. And the course was, I think it was the morning, it was like a Sunday morning for about 3 or 4 hours. And they had a good room full. There was about 50 or 60 of us in the room, maybe, let's say. And, at the start they said, look, there is going to be a bit of a sales pitch at the end. But generally throughout the whole case of the morning, they're sort of leading you up like, okay, there's another course that you can go on to do. And it's $1,500, this other course, though. And by the end of the 2-3 hours, he had the whole audience, eating out of the palm of his hand. And he, by the end of it, in the last sort of 10, 15, 20 minutes of the sort of presentation, he was saying, look, we've got this package, this course that's starting next weekend. If you want to come along, we've got limited spots. And then he was talking to someone at the back of the room. How many spots have we got? Oh, we've only got 20 spots or whatever the number was. And then it was like and he said, we've only got this open. We're only here for now. Like, we're not going to be here in a couple of months from now or anything. So this is, if you're serious about this, they'll always say that. If you're serious about this and you really want to move forward with your financial life, then you take this opportunity. This course usually costs $30,000, but today it's only $1,500 or something. And then when they said, all right, so you can quickly sign up at the back of the room, there was literally a tornado. There was a frenzy. There were tables getting, the kids and everything were getting flipped over, and people were just tearing back to the back of the room to sign up for this course and hand their credit card over. Couldn't happen fast enough. I was sitting there, didn't move an inch. But it was real interesting to see how he worked the crowd to get everyone, so pumped on getting back to the back of the room, sign up for this next course. And I imagine if you went to that course, and they'd probably upsell you on the next course and so forth. And you would get value from it, but I just don't think it's worth spending your good hard-earned money on these sort of courses. A lot of it's all show and a big facade. Look how well I'm doing. They're selling the dream of financial freedom, let's say. So be real mindful around these sort of guys. They can prey on the weak. Especially when the time and money's a bit low, and this is my last hope. I'm going to put my last $2,000 into these guys, and hopefully they can tell me what I need to know. So I would stay pretty well clear of all those sort of online sort of programs and seminars that cost. Like I said, they'll have that hook, like come along for the first one, it's free, and then it's just a constant upsell from there. I don't want to mention any names or bag out anyone, but you'll know what I'm talking about. If you're starting to research online how to start investing, you'll start getting targeted by these sort of guys. So be very mindful around these sort of types of sales. They're very good salesmen, and they're good at what they do. They know how to hook people in and constantly upsell you on these packages and things. That's how they make their money. So be real mindful about these sort of characters, okay? Lastly on the list, what I think is the best way to go, when starting out investing and you're starting to learn about investing is, I've mentioned it before, but is investing in yourself. I know it's a very cliche thing to say and it's a bit airy-fairy and fluffy sort of thing, but I 100% agree it is the best way to go about investing your money, okay? No one cares about your financial freedom and your wealth and your money more than you do, okay? These financial gurus and their Lambos in the garage and things, they'll say that they care about you and they were just like you and they started with only $6 in their pocket, now they're a gazillionaire and living on a beach in some island somewhere that they purchased or something. But generally, it's all a big facade and they make money off selling these programs, okay? So, you know, it's super easy to start learning. There's so much information out there, good, readily available information online. Even if it's just downloading a couple of audiobooks through Audible or something. I've got a couple of videos on, you know, the best books to starting out investing or the best podcasts that I listen to. And all this is free. Like, it doesn't cost you or next to nothing. You know, spend $20 on a couple of books on Audible or whatever other platform. There's plenty of good information out there. And then you'll start growing on your own knowledge base. So then you can start forming your own opinion on good investments to make and, you know, start having a better gauge on the whole investment arena, because it's quite a sort of scary, you know, place to be when you're first starting out. You don't know where to talk to or what, you know, is this a scam or what am I doing here? And so the more you go on with more knowledge, the better off you'll be. So start, and obviously the sooner you start, the younger you are, the better off you'll be long term, okay? So the sooner you get the jump on this, the better off you'll be. Even if you're only 16 years old or 20 or whatever age in life you want to start thinking about your investing, then definitely start getting into it, okay? Can't recommend that enough. Even if it's as simple as just subscribing to my channel and liking that video. Seriously, I know it's a bit of a plug for the channel, but honestly guys, it's just good basic stuff that you can start taking on in your own investing life. By no means am I a guru. This is just things that I've done. I've done pretty well out of, you know, certain investments I've made over my life, and this is just things that I've learned along the way. So if you want to, that's pretty much it for today. If you enjoyed today's video, hit the like button, it'd be much appreciated. And if you want to see some more videos like this, then hit the subscribe button below and you'll be the first to know when the next video drops. All right guys, stay safe out there and be real mindful on who you listen to. Cheers guys, we'll catch you in the next video.